My 35M, wife of 5 years, 29F, cheated. My wife of 5 years cheated by sleeping with a stranger she met in a store. They exchanged numbers, spoke, had drinks, and she took him to her hotel room and had sex with him. She confessed everything to me and firmly admits that the story, as crazy as it sounds, is true. Our marriage had been pretty shaky, and this was the reason for her taking a break and booking a hotel room in the first place. She went out on the town, and this is where she met the stranger. We still love and care about each other, however, and it would be nice for us to remain friends. Is this healthy? Secondly, she stayed in touch with the person she had S*X with after their encounter, and she has developed a strong connection and liking with this person even though she has only known this person for 3 weeks. She refers to it as love at first sight. She claims to still love me. She has since moved out and now has her own place. I told her that if we were to remain friends in any capacity, then you can't remain in a relationship or in open communication with the person that you've cheated on me with. She's finding this to be a difficult ask because she does not want to lose our friendship, but also has somehow developed a deep connection with her 3-week-old dealings with her male equivalent of mistress. Is this a reasonable request? Edit. Thank you guys for the kind and not so kind words. I appreciate all the advice. I will seek out a therapist to get through this, as it is indeed a painful moment in my life. I guess deep down I know none of this was a good idea, but maybe I was shocked by her admission and further freaking audacious actions, coupled with the reality of the last 5 years of building, traveling, fun and happy times, and my once best friend in life and first true love all coming to an end. I am definitely allowing my emotions to hold me hostage here. The friendship obviously would not benefit me in any resourceful way, but I can see how it would benefit her in many ways. A security blanket, as someone put it. I also agree that at this point I cannot dictate who she sees or befriends. Knowing that she still wanted some kind of relationship with the guy that she cheated on me with, I should have simply declined the mere notion of us being friends. To those seeking more details. No, we don't have kids. I have pressed her on the met at a store story several times, but she doubles down on it. Says she understands that the behavior was unsafe and unhealthy, but she was in a vulnerable place due to the marital funk when she first met the guy and accepted his number and his request to have drinks. Also blames some of her actions on alcohol. This woman came into my life when I was in a dark place myself. She is a big reason why I am the person I am today, as she's helped build me up in many ways. So it seems to me that one of the reasons why I still wanted to be there for her after what happened was probably to show gratitude. As some has pointed out, it probably has to do with not having better self-esteem as well. I'm also aware that she can have suicidal thoughts and speak in really dark terms when she goes through situations like this, and she is during this process, especially when she thought she was going to be homeless, etc. But I am coming to the realization that the same way I must now seek help to better myself, so does she. She cannot expect me to care more for her than she does for herself. Especially in a moment like this, I must prioritize myself and my mental health if I am to move past this. Throughout the years we've had some marital issues. Typically in the form of verbal abuse on both ends. When arguments occur, some pretty horrible things get said both by me and by her. We tried to change this, but it didn't seem to be working out. She claims that this is what drove her to do what she did. The break in question was not a separation. We were having discussions on whether we should call it quits or not after our last big fight. She then said that she needs space for herself, and this is when she went out of town for a couple days. She even asked me to join her on the first day/night, which I did. The next day is when the situation happened with the stranger. I still cannot make sense of all of it. Some of it definitely seems made up and like she's lying. Others just seem like pretty irrational behavior of which she's blaming on things that I've said in arguments. Whether it was planned or not, or done out of anger, it's blatantly disrespectful no matter how you look at it. If we were to end things, fine, let's do that first, then pursue your rendezvous. As much as it still hurts and as painful as all of this is, I am now filing for divorce. I stopped all contact with her, except for how to distribute our assets, and I'll be getting a therapist. Thank you for your time, words, encouragement, and advice. It has helped me gain some clarity on things I was in obvious denial about.
Story 2. I have to share this obnoxious story with you guys. So, I've been married to my husband for 14 years now. About 2 or 3 years into our marriage, I was doing laundry and forgot to check the pockets. So when I was pulling the laundry out of the washing machine, I checked the pockets. To my confusion and horror, I found the top part of a ripped condom wrapper in his pocket. It was pretty small, but had the serial number on it and it matched our pack. The thing is though, we had stopped using condoms 9 months before I found it. My husband claims, and still does even after finding out about his multiple affairs this year, that he never cheated on me at that time, and said it must have gotten stuck inside the drum of the washing machine and then somehow washed out and landed inside of his pocket 9 months later. How absolutely ridiculous is that? I almost left him for that, but everyone in my family and his reassured me that he loved me and would never do that to me. Imagine everyone's surprise this year. I stayed because I had no hard evidence and didn't want to throw away what felt like an amazing marriage with my best friend over something that might not have really happened. Hindsight, right? At least I have a wonderful child from this SHT show of a marriage. But that story has always rubbed me the wrong way. There was also a woman he worked with that was always giggly and blushing around him. Pretty sure she's the one he had sex with. Can't wait for AP to see what kind of prize she's won by taking my husband. Update, missing WH today. Well, who I thought he was. The road to healing is so weird. At first I was so low that I didn't feel like my life would get any better. I remember posting a Facebook post 5 months ago asking people how more people didn't kill themselves during a divorce. It was something that I thought of often, and never did because of my love and responsibility to my child. Then I started having days where I could breathe. I noticed the sun on occasion and there were parts of my day where I wasn't anxious. That gradually turned into days where I felt okay, and now I have more good days than bad. But why do I still have days like this? It's so crazy to me how much love I still have for my husband, even though I also feel like I really hate him. I still love him so incredibly much. I guess that shows how much of myself that I put into our 14-year marriage. Can't just turn that off like a light switch. It's rainy outside and I just feel kinda down today and have been thinking about how we were when we were good. How much I miss my best friend and partner in life. I'm glad I found out before I wasted my whole life with him, but it sucks. I miss the man I thought he was. When does the mourning period stop? Especially since he cheated on me multiple times? I should have nothing but hate for him, but I don't. Update 2. So, my estranged husband called me and woke me up early in the morning telling me he's going to the hospital. He said he's been having anxiety and panic attacks non-stop and that he can't sleep. I asked him if him and AP have been fighting, and he replies with, "No, not at all. The only thing going on in my life is our divorce." And I replied with, "Well, maybe that's what's bothering you. Is it bad that I was ecstatic to hear that he's been having extreme anxiety and that he can't sleep? After I had to go through months of that after he chose AP over our 14-year marriage and moved in with her? I feel like karma has been doing work. AP gets to see all of the bad sides of him other than his cheating now, since she's already experienced that. I often wonder if he's already stopped cleaning up after himself yet, or if he's drinking himself into oblivion like he used to when we were together. I wonder if she is starting to feel like she's taking care of another child yet. Speaking of, during this phone call, he asked to talk to our son because he was panicking. Our son wasn't up for school yet, as it was early, and I told him this. He said that it was fine, and that he'd call him after he gets off of work. He of course didn't. It's been 17 days now since he's called his son just to say hi or I love you. He tried calling once on Christmas, but we were in the car driving home with a bad signal, so he said he would call him back. He never did. What kind of a father never calls his child back to ask him about his holiday and to tell him he misses him? Our son has tried to call him multiple times, but he never answers or calls back. Just occasionally messages our son TikTok videos over text with no words attached to them. Is it bad karma for me to be happy that he's suffering the way that he is? It's even affecting his job, and money is more important to him than anyone or anything. So yeah. I'm cautiously ecstatic that things aren't going well for him.